our homework. So yesterday we learned about different kinds of sentences. We learned about 4 different kinds. Can you please read the first 2 bullet points for me, Sup?
Every sentence begins with a capital letter. There are 4 kinds of sentence, statements, and question are 2 of them. A sentence that tells something is a statement. It ends with a period. It is also called a declarative sentence.
Good job. And then, Bo, can you read the rest of this page for me? A sentence?
A sentence asks something is a question. It ends with a question mark. It is also called an interrogative sentence.
Awesome. Thanks for reading, Bo. Okay, guys, so we're focusing mainly on statements and questions for this page in our homework book. Okay, number 1, read the sentence for me, Cherry.
I wear old shirts around the house.
Is this a statement or a question?
A statement.
Good girl, well done. Number 2, read it for me, Dami.
Why don't you go and change your clothes?
What kind of sentence is this?
It is a question.
Good job. It is indeed a question. Well done, Dami. Okay, number 3, read it for me, please, Fred.
Who is coming to visit?
Good job. What kind of question is this, Fred?
Question.
Good job. It is indeed a question. Well done. Number 4, can you read that for me, Kaki?
I dress up for my company.
Good job. It is, in fact, a statement. Kaki, how do you know this is a statement and not a question?
Because it don't have a question mark.
Because it doesn't have a question mark. And also, it's not asking something, it's telling something. Okay, number 5. Can you read it for me? Sup.
Why do my old clothes feel so good?
Good job. Can you tell me, Sup, is that a question or a statement?
Question.
Good job. How do you know this is a question?
Because it has a question mark.
Good job. It has a question mark and is asking something. Number 6, Jenny, read it for me.
Old cotton shirts are very soft.
What kind of sentence is this?
Statement.
Good girl. It's a statement. This is simply telling us something. Good job, Jenny. Next, I would like Kitty. Kitty, can you read number 7?
A new dress can feel strange.
Good job. A new dress can feel strange. What kind of sentence is this, Kitty?
Statement.
Good girl. This is a statement. Well done. Awesome work. Number 8, last one on this page. Can you read it for me, please? Simon.
I can move around the house.
Good job. Is that a statement or a question?
Statement.
Good job. It is a statement. How do you know it's a statement, Simon?
I see that the person is not asking something.
Good job.
It is telling what its pet is doing.
Good job, Simon. That's a really good answer. This sentence is not asking something, it's telling something. And that's how we know it's a statement. Good job, Simon. Awesome work. Okay, let's clear my drawings. Okay, next, have a look. So our second page was all about 2 other kinds of sentences. Can you read the first 2 bullet points for me, Katie?
2 kinds of sentences are statement and questions. 2 other kinds of sentences are commands and exclamations. A command is a sentence that tells someone to do something. It ends with a period. It is also called an imperative sentence.
Lovely reading. Thanks, Katie. Nancy, can you read the last 2 parts of this page for me?
An exclamation is a sentence that shows strong feeling, such as excitement, surprise, or fear. It ends with an exclamation point. It is also called an exclamatory sentence. All kinds of sentences should begin with a capital letter and end with a proper punctuation. Command imperative. Get a chair, please. Exclamation, exclamatory. I'm excited.
Good job, Nancy. Lovely expression when reading. Good girl. So we've just learned about statements and questions. Now our second page is all about commands and exclamations. Write command if it tells someone to do something. Write exclamation if the sentence so shows a strong feeling. Okay, can you read the first one for me, please? Koon.
That is a funny joke. Funniest joke.
That is the funniest joke. Is this a command or an exclamation?
Exclamation.
How do you know?
Because at the end of the sentence, I see an exclamation mark.
Good job. So I can see the exclamation mark and I know this is showing a strong feeling. Okay, can you read the second one for me? Ming Ang.
Tell another joke.
Good. Is this a command or an exclamation?
A command.
Good girl. How do you know?
Because it has a full stop.
Good job. It does have a full stop at the end. Statements also have full stops at the end. So what's another way you can tell that this is a command?
Because it says someone to bring something.
Good job. It's telling someone to do something. Number 3. Can you read that for me? Nuna.
I am so happy.
Good job. I am so happy. Remember, when there's an exclamation, we have to say it with expression. Okay, Nuna, what kind of sentence is this?
An exclamatory.
Good girl. This is an exclamatory sentence. Well done, Nuna. Okay, number 4. Can you read it for me, Banchi?
Bring everyone to hear this.
Okay, good girl. And what kind of sentence is this?
Comment.
A command. Good girl. It is a command. Okay. Next, number 5. Can you read that for me, Vicky?
How my side hurt from laughing.
Good girl. Now, can you tell me what kind of sentence this is?
Exclamatory.
Good girl. This is an exclamatory sentence. Good girl. Well done. Okay. Next, number 6. Can you please read that one for me, Katie?
Pull out those chairs and sit down.
Good girl. What kind of sentence is this, Katie?
Command.
Good girl. It's a command. It tells someone to do something. Awesome job. Last one, number 7. I would like, let's go with Ryan.
Please repeat that joke.
Good job. What kind of sentence is this?
Exclamatory.
Not quite exclamatory.
Command.
This is a command.
Command.
Yes. How do you know this is a command, Ryan?
It tells someone to do.
Yeah, it
Someone
tells someone.
tells something or someone to do something.
Good job. It tells someone to do something. Awesome work, Ryan. Well done. So really good job on your homeworks. Yesterday, we had grammar. Today, we have writing. Woohoo! So today, we have our writing lesson. Okay, have a look, guys. So today, we are writing about dialogue. Can everyone please say dialogue? Good job. Can anyone tell me what they think dialogue is? Kitty, what do you think?
I think dialogue is what the character says.
Good girl. Dialogue is exactly what the characters say. Well done. Have a look, guys. Let's read. Can you read this for me? Bo.
Dialogue
Good.
is the exact words that one character says to another. It helps reader imagine and the characters.
Good job. So dialogue is the exact words that one character says to another. So a dialogue is a conversation between two characters. Let's have a look. Dialogue. How do we use dialogue in our writing? Have a look here. Can you please read this page for me, Nuna?
We use quotation marks to show when someone is speaking. Example, hello, said Lucy. Hi there, replied Sarah.
Amazing, well done. We must use these little punctuation marks called quotation marks. So have a look. These are my quotation marks. We must use these when someone is speaking. These show the exact words that they say. Have a look here. When you put these quotation marks around words, it shows that someone is saying them. So here, Lucy is saying the words hello. She's not saying said Lucy. This is my speaker tag to show who is speaking. So we need to use quotation marks to show what the exact words are. Let's have a look at the punctuation rules for writing dialogue. So have a look here, guys. You must always, 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 always begin with a capital letter. So even if your speaker tag goes first, so at the beginning of your sentence, you'll say, Lisa said, let's study math together. So even if you are writing your quotation and it's coming in, the middle, you must make sure that you start each quotation with a capital letter. Your punctuation or your comma or period or exclamation mark should always be inside the quotation marks, not outside of it. So make sure that you always put your punctuation marks inside the quotation marks. Okay, let's have a look at some more rules. Okay, take a new line each time someone is speaking. Dami, can you read this dialogue for me?
Surprise! Shouted the guest. Oh, wow! Smiled Jack. I have always wanted my own surprise party. Happy birthday, said everyone.
Good job. Guys, why do you think it's important to take a new line every time someone is speaking? Why do you think this might make it easier? So here's one line because the guests are speaking. Here's a new line because Jack is speaking. Here's another new line because we're going back to the guests. Nancy.
That helps the reader know who's talking and who's not.
Good girl, well done. Having a new line each time someone is speaking makes it clearer and easier to read who is speaking. Surprise, shouted the guests. Oh wow, smiled Jack. I have always wanted my own surprise party. Happy birthday, said everyone. When I read this, I can clearly see the difference in who is speaking because of the speaker tag and also because of how it's been laid out. Okay. Have a look here, guys. I want to practice a little bit before we do some more. Read the sentences carefully, then convert each telling sentence into dialogue. Have a look. I asked my mum if we could go to the shop. So instead of writing this, I want to make a conversation. So I would say, Mum, can we go to the shop? I asked, and I can even add a word in here, and I can add in an adverb to show how I asked. Mum, can we go to the shop? I asked beggingly, like, please, please, please. Okay, number 1. Mum wanted to know why I needed to go to the shop. Can you help me come up with a sentence that Mom might say? Ruby.
Why do you want to go to the shop? Asked Mom.
Good girl. Okay, so here is what you've told me, Ruby. Is this correct? Can you tell me, Fred, what's wrong with this sentence?
It don't have the quotes.
Good job. I don't have quotation marks. Fred, where should I put my quotation marks?
Here and here.
Good job. Thank you. I need 2 quotation marks here and 2 quotation marks here. Why do you want to go to the shop? Asked Mom. That's much better. Thanks, Fred. Number 2. I told her that I needed to buy some flowers. Who can help me change this into dialogue? Simon.
I need to buy some flowers for someone.
Okay, I need to buy some flowers for someone. Okay, but what about my speaker tag? What would I add at the end?
I told her.
Good job, Simon. Well done.
And we have to put quotation marks.
Good job, Simon. So, I need to buy flowers for someone. I told her. Okay, Simon, are you happy with this?
Yes.
Good job. Well done, Simon. I need to buy flowers for someone, I told her. My mum said we could go, but she wondered whom the flowers were for. Okay, who can help me change this into dialogue? Nuna.
Who are you buying flowers for? You need to put quotation mark.
Good job.
Quotation mark at the beginning, at the end of the sentence.
Good job. But what about my
Mom
speaker
said.
tag? Good job. Well done. So, because mom's asking a question, she's actually not saying something really. We could use the word asked here. So, I'll go ahead and add that in. Who are you buying flowers for? Question mark. Mom asked. Perfect. Well done, Nuna. Really good job. Nuna, is this okay for you? Have I done this correctly?
Yes.
Good girl, well done. Awesome work. Let's do the rest of them. Clear all drawings. Okay, next, number 4. I excitedly explained that they were for my teacher because her birthday is tomorrow. How can I change this into dialogue, into someone speaking? Nancy.
I exclaimed, Mom, tomorrow is my teacher's birthday. I want to buy her some flowers.
Lovely, that's great. Good job. How's this, Nancy? Does that look good?
That looks good.
Perfect. Well done. Good job. I excitedly explained, tomorrow is my teacher's birthday. I want some flowers for her. I've put in an exclamation mark because I'm explaining it in an excited way. So it's good to show that strong feeling. Number 5. My mom told me that this was a very nice idea. Mooney, can you help me?
It was a great idea.
Good job. Now, because we're using dialogue here, we can use present tense to make it seem like we're in the moment. So instead of saying it was a nice idea, what would we say? It is a very nice idea.
Nice idea.
Okay, so you want me to write it is a very nice idea?
Yes.
Okay, where do we need quotation marks?
At the beginning and to the full stop.
At the beginning and where the full stop is, okay? Quotation marks and quotation marks. We're missing one thing, Mooney. Who can help Mooney? What am I missing from this sentence? Katie, can you tell me?
But I don't know the name of it, but it is something tag.
Speaker tag. Good girl, Katie. So a speaker tag tells you who is speaking and how they're saying it. So for example, this is a speaker tag. I excitedly explained. Good girl, Katie. You're exactly right. That's exactly what we're missing. So I'm going to go ahead and write a whole new sentence with a speaker tag. So that's a very nice idea, said Mom. Now, this is much better. This is exactly what we needed. That's a very nice idea, said Mum. Good job, Katie. Okay, number 6. I told her we should go now because I wanted to have time to pick out the best flowers. How could I change this into dialogue? Dami, can you help me?
Quotation mark. We need to go now because I wanted time to pick the best flowers.
Good job.
I
So
said.
good job. That's really good, Dami. But be careful when when we're using dialogue. We're showing that we should be talking in the present tense because it's trying to engage us to show what's happening now. So we wouldn't say wanted, we would say we should go now because I want to pick out the best flowers, or I want time to pick out the best flowers. Good job, Dami. I'll add that in now. Let's have a look, guys. Okay, good job, Dami. Awesome work. Number 7, my mom laughed and said she would race me to the car. How could we change this telling sentence into a dialogue sentence showing conversation? How about Hadling? Hadling, can you tell me?
I would race you to the car. Mom said, and the quotation mark.
Good job. Well done, Hadley. Now, also be careful again. So, because would is in the past tense, and that's how we write when we're telling a narrative story, we write in the past tense. But when we use dialogue, we use the present tense. So, we could say, let's race to the car, Mom said. So, I'll add that in. All right, guys, really, really good work. So this is how we can change sentences into dialogue. When we use dialogue, it's much more effective in our writing because it helps us get to know the characters a little bit better. That's why it's so important. Have a look, guys. What is it that makes a great dialogue? So this is our writer's checklist. Your opening sets up a situation and introduces the two characters. The dialogue, so the conversation they have, helps to develop the events or the experiences that are happening. Correct use of punctuation, like your quotation marks, commas, and speaker tags, help identify who is speaking, and the dialogue ends with a clear conclusion. Have a look here. So here is this student's prompt. Their prompt was, write a dialogue in which two characters tell how they spent their summer. So let's just read through this. Okay, Kaki, go ahead.
Mrs. Prusen, waiting for her student to get settled in. It's the first day of class. Hello, class. I hope you had a good summer, said Mrs. Prusen. I spent my summer in Paris learning French.
Jonah.
Jonah, why don't you tell us how you spent your summer? Asked Mrs. Prusen.
Good job. Take over, please, Jenny.
I spent my summer Paris learning French.
No, I had a good.
I had a good summer too, said Jones. I went to skate park with my family. We saw our
Sorts.
of plant and animal. Also learned a lot about protect the environment.
Protecting.
Environment. Mrs.
Cruising.
Nine. The environment is one topic we will be studying this year.
Good job. Well done. Okay, guys, so have a look at this dialogue. Does it tick all the boxes? Does it set up a situation and introduce the characters? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it does. Have a look here. It says, Mrs. Prusen is waiting for her students to get settled in. It's the first day of class. These two sentences set the situation. It sets the scene and it introduces Mrs. Prusen, the character. And I know that she is a teacher because of the words they've been using, like students, class, and by calling her Mrs. Prusen. So I already know I'm in a school. It's the first day of class and the students are getting settled. Does the writer use correct punctuation to help? Does the writer use correct punctuation such as quotation marks and commas and speaker tags? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. They absolutely do. If you look everywhere that they are using dialogue, they have their quotation marks, they have their commas inside the quotation marks, or their periods inside the quotation marks. Does this writer take a new line each time a new person is writing? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, they do. For example, here we have Mrs. Prusen speaking, and as soon as Jonah wants to start speaking, they take a new line. So here it says, I had a good summer too, said Jonah. I went to the state park with my family. We saw all sorts. Then, when Jonah is finished speaking, even though there is space to start writing, they take a new line to say that Mrs. Prusen is speaking. This makes it easier and clearer for me to know who is speaking at what time. Okay, do they have dialogue that helps to develop experiences or events? Does the conversation in this help you understand what the people did over the summer? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it absolutely does. It tells us exactly how they spent their summer. Mrs. Prusen spent her summer in Paris learning French, very lucky, and Jonas spent his summer going to parks with his families and learning about the environment. Finally, does the writer have a dialogue that ends with a clear conclusion that shows how the conversation has finished? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it does. So it says here, Mrs. Prusen smiled. The environment is one topic we will be studying this year. So this lets me know that it's actually relevant that Jonah spoke about protecting the environment because Mrs. Prusen has some plans for the class to learn about the environment this year. Okay, so this is a good dialogue. It sets up the situation. It has the correct punctuation. They use speaker tags. They use new lines every time someone is speaking. And I clearly can see the story that's happening here. They have answered their prompt well. Let's have a look at your prompt, guys. Your prompt for today and for the weekend is write a narrative dialogue between two people who want to decide what to do with an empty community lot. It is an area of land that people can use. So community means a neighborhood or the people who live in your area. Lot means an area of land. So let's just have a look and think. This is an empty community lot. As you'll notice, this area is for the community. So they have an empty area that they want something to do with. So your prompt for this week is to imagine this empty area. Now your community want to decide what to do with it. What are some good ideas to make of an empty lot? If you had an empty community lot in your neighborhood, what would you like to turn it into? Ruby, what do you think?
I will turn it into a swimming pool.
Oh, lovely. You would turn it into a community swimming pool, a swimming pool that everybody could use and enjoy. Amazing. Kaki, what would you turn it into?
A playground.
Oh, that's a good one. A playground with swings and slides that children could use. Kitty, what would you turn it into?
If it is big, I will turn it into a park.
A park, amazing. That's a really great idea. A park where people can enjoy many things. Have a look at some ideas that I have brainstormed. So, this is the empty area. I want you to imagine that this is in your neighborhood, and I want you to imagine two people finding this area and talking about what they could do with it. So, Kaki said we could turn it into a playground. So maybe the two people you have in your narrative dialogue want to talk about turning it into a playground. They can talk about what they would put in the playground. So one person might say, we should have a playground here. And the other person might say, absolutely, what a great idea. We could have slides and swings. Then the person could reply to them and say, and we could have seesaws and roundabouts. Another thing that you could turn your community lot into is what Kitty said, a park. So you could have beautiful green grass and trees, and you could also have this. What is this? Koon.
It's a picnic.
Good job. It's a picnic table, and here we have something called a barbecue grill. Click the raise your hand button if you've ever had a barbecue. If you've ever had a barbecue. Wow. Okay. Everyone's hand is going up. So a barbecue is when you get meat or vegetables and you grill them on coal on fire, and it's so delicious. Something that we like to do a lot in summer. So your two people in your story could be talking about changing the community lot into a park. So by adding trees and grass and picnic tables and barbecue areas for families to enjoy. Someone also said that they would want to turn it into a swimming pool. Absolutely. If it was big enough and you had the money, you could absolutely turn it into a swimming pool. So you could turn it into a free community swimming pool that people could use during the summer. So you could have two people talking about this idea of using a swimming pool. Simon, what is this?
It's a kind of park that have a place for old people to exercise.
Good job. So you are exactly right. It's a kind of park where it has machines for old people, but also young people too, to exercise. Does anyone know what we call a place where people use equipment to exercise? Katie, do you know?
I
Katie?
think a gym.
Good girl, well done. So the word I'm looking for is gym, Gym. This is what we call an outdoor gym. I see them everywhere here in Hanoi. They're really, really amazing. So some people are not lucky enough to be able to afford to pay for an indoor gym. So it would be a really good idea to change an empty community lot into an outdoor gym that is free for everybody to use. Really good job, guys. Okay. Have a look here. I want to explain what I want you to do for homework. So for homework, you're going to do two things. Today, I would like you to do your plan and write your dialogue as well. So you've got the whole weekend to do this. Now, let me explain what I'd like you to do and give you some examples. So your prompt is write a dialogue in which two characters make a plan for an empty lot in their community, character 1 and character 2. And once you've finished with your plan, you can begin to write your actual dialogue. So you'll pick two characters and you will write about them. So maybe my first character could be Sarah, and my second character is going to be David. Okay, so I've got two characters now, Sarah and David. In the character details box, I want you to write about the details of the characters. So you can tell me, you can say, Sarah is a kind, pleasant girl. So I can put that here. Sarah is a kind and pleasant girl. So there's some details about my character, Sarah. Now, what is the mood? So for example, what I want you to write here is Sarah excited? Is she upset? Is she angry? How is she feeling? So for example, if Sarah and David are talking about turning the empty community lot into a free pool, they might be excited. So I'm going to say that their mood is excited. So I'm going to add that in. Sarah's feeling really excited. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan some of my dialogue, some of the things that Sarah might say. Sarah is feeling excited about making a new pool. So I'm going to say that the first sentence she says is, I think we should turn this place into a brand new pool. And I'm going to give an exclamation mark to show that she's excited. So this is just my plan. So I've planned a little bit about Sarah and what she might say, do, and how she's feeling. So I can make sure that all of that is done so that when I go to write my actual dialogue, I will know how to plan for Sarah's dialogue and how to plan her character. Then for David, you might write that David is a strict boy, so maybe he's not as kind and pleasant as Sarah. Maybe his mood is feeling a bit angry, so maybe he's going to cause a bit of a problem. So Sarah's saying, I think we should turn this place into a brand new pool, and she's shouting and she's getting excited. Maybe David could say, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should change it into a park. Maybe your two characters can have an argument about it and resolve it at the end. But whatever you choose to do, I want you to make sure that you're really focusing on your dialogue and focusing on your two characters having a conversation. Then when you're finished with this, you're going to write your narrative dialogue. So bear with me. So when you finish doing your plan, you're going to write your narrative dialogue between two people who want to decide what to do with an empty community lot. So like I said, you can have two characters who are really kind and they have the same idea and they get really excited and they run home and tell their parents about the idea, or they run off to the community center to tell about their new idea. Or you could have two characters like Sarah and David, as I just mentioned, who maybe one of them is really kind and excited, but the other character is a bit moody and a bit angry, and maybe they end up having an argument or a dispute over what to do with it. So what you have to do for homework is you will plan using this graphic organizer that I will send you, and you can print it and fill it in, or you can draw it out. And then you will go ahead and write your narrative dialogue between two people. So it doesn't have to be very long. It can be about as long as the first example that we read. So something like this. This is what I'm looking for. Just a short mini story with dialogue in it to show two people discussing what to do over an empty community lot. Okay, guys, I'll see you then. Have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.